All right, guys, how the fuck are you going, man? You good? This gig is weird as fuck for 7:30 at night. Fucking hell. There's a 10 o'clock show. Do you know how gnarly that shit's gonna get? Good on you, Kazza. You rock and roll, sister. Fuck me, man. Because no offence, Kaz, I don't mean to make a judgment on your age, but you are older than the Karen meme, mate. That is hard yakka. Don't be booing me that she is older than the concept of memes, you fuckwits, all right? She's not 4 years old, but it is like being called Adolf in 1947, isn't it? That's hard work. Name's Matt. It's nice to be here, man. I'm from New Zealand. We got any Kiwis in? One dude over there just went, no. And then one went really late to the piece was like, yeah, I don't know, Australian, fuck you. So, it's a good country, New Zealand, man. Real innocent place. I'd recommend a holiday there in 37 years when COVID rules next allow. Some of you are not going to make it, I'll be honest, Karen. But it's a long flight, man, you know. Innocent, cut off from the rest of the world. This is how innocent and cut off New Zealanders. We called our national rugby team the All Blacks. Our national football team the All Whites. And we were like, yep, those names aren't going to piss off anyone. It just describes the colour of their uniforms, Barry. What else could it mean? Fucking nothing I can think of, Davo. Nailed it, brother. We get a bit carried away because black's our national colour, so everything gets black in its name, right? Black's our colour the way that, I don't know, Ireland's green, Scotland's navy blue, England's white, obs. But we're a bit too into it now, man. It's gotten out of hand. Like our national under-19, our schoolboy rugby team are called the Small Blacks. National basketball team, yep, Tall Blacks, yep. Got out of hand recently. Some dude was actually fired when he officially named our national badminton team the New Zealand Blackcocks. All right? Yeah, shuttlecocks. Yeah, that's what we're going for. And you're like, no way did that happen. It did happen. If you don't believe me, after the show, Google New Zealand Blackcocks, right? Not on a work computer, fella, right? Not again. Top tip, though, if you do Google New Zealand Blackhawks, it's quite a few Google result pages before you hit any racket sports. I'll be perfectly honest with you. My favourite part of the Blackhawks saga, though, is when people found out and complained the name was offensive, and rightly so. Our biggest national newspaper ran the genuine front page headline, New Zealanders find Blackhawks hard to swallow. So... But it's good now, man. I live in your country. I like what you've done with the place, England. I mean, fuck me, the wheels are coming off at the moment, but it was a good run, you know. Like, I've got no Rishi or Liz Truss jokes. Neither are going to be in charge long enough for it to be worth my time to write any, which is nice. And even before that, Boris, regardless of which way you vote, I think we can all agree that motherfucker's about as trustworthy as the cooking time on the back of oven chips. You know? But I've lived here long enough, man. I got my indefinite leave to remain, been here long enough. I'd sat, yeah, thank you. And yeah, so well, I can't do shit to me, man. Fuck you. Recently sat and passed my life in the UK test first time, right? We got some immigrants in the room that will know what it is. If you're not, right, if you've grown up here, you might not know. At the end of your visa, if you qualify to stay, first you've got to pay like $5,000 or some shit, and then you've got to sit an exam on British culture and history, and you've got to pass it to stay. No ifs, ands, or buts, everyone's got to do it, which means there are honestly like doctors, teachers, and nurses that have been thrown out of this country because they didn't know Henry VIII's fucking birthday, which is, mate... June 28th, 1491. Why you get the fuck out my country, you slag. So, mate, these fucking pommy cunts think because they're born here they should fucking stay here. Get on the boat to Rwanda, you slag. So, But I mean, it's a ridiculous thing to have to do. It is good to learn about a place, of course it is, man. You know, like I become a tour guide. A lot of you might have that responsibility when people come to visit. You take people around, man. Always go to the same places. British Museum, that's a classic. Not taking the piss, British people. British Museum in London, best museum on earth. Not taking the piss, British Museum, best museum in the world. Not a single British thing in there. Fucking good for you, you know, like... You know, a lot of people make fun of England for that. Me, I kind of respect it, because it means as a people, you know your strengths and you know your weaknesses, don't you, right? Like weakness, having shit that's cool enough for museums, but strengths, nicking shit that's cool enough for museums. Good for you, man. I went to the British Museum recently. I took my best mate Kareem. He's Egyptian. Taking an Egyptian there was a mistake. I know that now, right? It all kicked off because as we left, a woman who worked at the museum quite aggressively too, she goes, excuse me, you might have noticed the museum entry was free. Are you going to make a donation to the British Museum? So my Egyptian mate was like, yeah, don't worry, I already did. My granddad's wrapped in toilet paper upstairs, yeah. Now, I appreciate I look far too white to make fun of anyone's colonial heritage, I'll dig it. Although, surprisingly, I'm what British people would call mixed race. I know, mate, you're like, mixed with what? Ed Sheeran? You know, I know what I fucking look like. Look like my dad was white and my mum was the bassist from Nickelback. I own a mirror, mate, it's not... My dad is white, my old man's white, and I'm a carbon copy. I look identical to my dad. My mum's Māori, the indigenous people of Aotearoa, New Zealand, and us three kids, we're like those Dulux colour swatches from one end to the other, right? Like, Troy looks just like mum, full Māori, straight off the set of Moana, cool as fuck. Zane looks half and half, kind of looks Italian, but still sexy. And then I've ended up looking like a Norwegian sourdough baker, like... Yeah, our family photos look like an ad for a university. It's that kind of fun, yeah. But like I said, man, I live here now and I do dig your country. I like London, you know. My favourite part of London's the Tube. I fucking love the Tube, man. You guys don't realise how good you've got it. Favourite part of the Tube, the train doors. Because if you've grown up here, you might not realise this, but everywhere else on Earth, an automatic door will stop when it senses someone standing in the middle of it. Not in this fucking city, they don't, do they? Even when they hit you too, they don't immediately bounce back either. There's this little second where they fucking double down, like you've challenged their authority. You're like, you fucking what, old boy? And then when they do bounce back, it's not one door, is it? It's every door on the entire train. Just so everyone knows a Canadian just got his backpack fucked up somewhere, like... But I was on the Central line the other day and the train doors did that close, open, close thing. I couldn't see who got caught. And then there was this beautiful moment where the train driver came over the tannoy system and just went bing bong. Hi to the woman who pushed the pram, presumably with her own child inside, through the closing doors of my train. Can you please take a moment to explain to everyone in your carriage why you thought that was a risk worth taking? Thank you. That's the level of passiaggy I moved to this fucking country for, mate. I have no idea what you just said, but good for you, mate. So... It's fun, man. I do like living here. This is how much I love living here, man. 2.5 years during the middle of lockdown. My wife and I, we had our first baby born here in England, man. I know. Yeah, I know, man. Contributing in climate change. I don't give a fuck, bro. No, my kid's wicked, man, I'll say that. And I want to stay here just long enough for my daughter to get one of your accents, man. I don't even care which, right? My wife's like, oh, should we stay in Manchester? You mean my kid's going to sound like Liam Gallagher? Fucking A, man, right? So we can move to Sheffield. It's nearby and affordable, which are about the only two things you can say about it, but still, right? My kid's going to sound like Sean Bean. Who doesn't want that, man? Your parents dropped the fucking ball, right? I want a Scouse baby. Wait until we hear the end of this joke. But I appreciate your enthusiasm. But who wouldn't want a Scouse baby, man? I mean, nobody wants a Scouse adult. Let's not get carried away with ourselves. But A Liverpudlian baby is the cutest thing I can imagine. You know, rocking her to sleep at night, like, rock-a-bye baby, and she's just there like, wah! Fucking wah! Makes my soul sore, you know, put her down in the cot, take your hand away, your wedding ring's missing. Love my kid, man. She's fucking wicked. I love being a dad. I love being married too. Comedians often shit on it. I love being married. Married people, give us a cheer. Yeah, that was a pretty fucking depressing noise, if I'm pretty honest. I love being married, man. It was single life I was terrible at. You're looking at a guy, I once fell in love after a one-night stand. That's schoolboy era, man. Falling in love after a one-night stand, that's like going out and buying the Proclaimers' entire back catalogue after you first heard 500 Miles, you know? Oh, maybe all their songs are this good. They ain't. So, it wasn't even like the love making was so good as to make me fall in love either, for which I fully take the blame, team. That's on me. I'd taken some substances earlier in the night. The while performance enhancing to my dance and conversation skills, not a lot of use downstairs at all, team, right? It is a mark of her charm, beauty and wit that we were able to make love at all. But even so, even while we were doing it, I would describe my erection as, at best, al dente. And I know that because I threw it against the fridge and it stuck. That's how you check, right? That really splits the room between the Waitrose and Aldi shoppers, by the way. I can see some pockets of posh boys like, oh, huzzah, Marjorie, finally it's comedy for us. Wow. Just wait, the scruffy colonial do one about couscous next. Marvellous. But I will say this before I go, man. I love being married, but I missed out on the online dating game, and that cuts me up pretty hard, man. That looks like a lot of fun. You go, like, again, you know, like, because Tinder and Bumble look all right. My brother's on Grindr. Fuck me, team. We could learn a lot, okay? Now, there are some older people in the room. Again, I don't want to leave anyone behind in case there's any reference to it. Grindr is a gay dating and hookup app, right? Largely used by gay and bisexual men. That's going to throw the fox in the hen house now, mate. There's some older wives turning to their husbands. But Nigel, you've got Grindr on your phone. You told me it was an app for ordering whole peppercorns. You sly dog. But if you haven't experienced one or other, here's how I'd characterise them, having seen both sides of the coin, right? Tinder, Bumble, straight dating apps, just a bunch of boring-ass heterosexual people like most people are, like, oh, hey, we matched. Maybe we'll go grab a coffee sometime and talk about our shared interests. And if there's a bit of chemistry, a bit of frisson, maybe go to the cinema. And if not, hey, don't worry about it. You can never have too many friends. Grindr's like, look, mate, clean your asshole. Coming round in 10 minutes. So... There's 5 of us. Like, I think my favourite part of that was that halfway through the Grindr joke, a guy's like started a round of applause, like, so true, man, so true. And then no one else joined in, and he was like, no, I've told on myself now, fuck, right? But I'm going to go now, guys, because I've fulfilled my fuck off, mate, I don't get paid for staying longer. No, thank you for that. That's wicked, man. You got such a fun night ahead of you guys. Thanks for supporting live comedy, man, on your night out. Have a wicked rest of your lives. I've been Matt Stellingwerf. Catch you later, man.